want intimacy?
Well, that maybe are afraid of it. There's all kinds of reasons why they do this, but they are very effective, and they have very good parenting skills many times. And we would all say, you know what, and they'll even joke, never divorce. We'd kill each other, but we'd never divorce. Okay, so they go back and forth all through life, keeping the same distance. Sometimes it's her way, sometimes it's his way, but they never really get close and affectionate.
Had it ever been something other than this? Or is this what
No, this is the early on
worked out?
pattern. Oh yeah, very early. And the thing that happens is, all somebody has to do, Moira, is just come and touch one of them on the shoulder and show some care and concern and some interest and some recognition and some affirmation, and they collapse. They just collapse. It's like they've been looking for and wanting this all their life. They just didn't know how to get it.
Sitting ducks.
Oh, really? Yeah. It's very, very scary. And you know, you can see those couples easily. You can spot them very easily because they're always kind of jabbing at each other.
Even in public.
Even in public, yeah.
Which
yeah.
is an absolute no-no.
And they'll embarrass their spouse in front of their friends. Oh, I was just teasing. It's not teasing. Those barbs are what keep this distance.
At the root of this, is there some early wound that they haven't forgiven? Is there a decision that I just won't ever
I don't know if there's just
love
one
you?
reason or not. I would assume it's probably a cluster of things. Probably deficits in the family of origin, maybe even early in the dating relationship, maybe even early in the marriage. There's those long-term wounds. You know, we were just talking before we went on the air here how one family, one couple is after 30-some years getting divorced because of something that happened early in the marriage.
First 2 years of the marriage.
Yeah.
Never
so
dealt with.
Those unforgiven wounds that people do sometimes inadvertently, sometimes last for years.
You know, there was a horrible bumper sticker that comes to mind. I only ever saw it once. Married but not dead. Sadly,
Yeah, it is.
this
Yeah.
arrangement is not
Yeah.
living.
Yeah.
It is a
Yeah.
mutually agreed upon
Right.
coexistence. But
And we often tolerate these kind of marriages in the church because they're great parents, remember, don't forget that. And they had this family thing. And we often excuse their teasing and their barbs because, oh, they're just cynical, that's just the way they are, they're just a tease, etc. But most of us don't like to be teased in public, you know.
especially the man.
Yeah. And most of us we marry not because we can find a great teaser, but because we love attention and affection and affirmation and accommodation and all the other stuff that brings us together.
Of course, we're going to come around to how do we begin the rescue here, but the third type that doesn't hold great promise, dial tone.
Yeah, that the old landline, you know,
Yeah.
you don't hear this much on your cell phone or anything like that, but you pick it up initially and it's very reassuring because it's predictable. You're looking for the tone before you dial the number. But if you hold it to your ear very long, it's very dull, very boring. It'll drive you insane. Now that's this marriage. This marriage has no emotional variation, no tonal variation, so to speak. It's always the same. There's somebody in that family, oftentimes a wife, not always, that keeps peace at any price. No one disagrees with each other. Conflict is bad. Differences are not tolerated. And as a result, those people, you've seen them all. They always have the same thing to say, the same look, the same appeal. They look so good. We love families like that. They look perfect, picture perfect. And they are in many respects. But the husband and the wife are not close. They don't allow for any individuation. And oftentimes we talk about that being a parent-child marriage, meaning he doesn't trust her to drive on the freeway, so he takes her everywhere. He doesn't trust her to manage money, so he doles out an allowance to her like he does to the children. She doesn't trust him to eat correctly, so she fills his plate. She buys all of his clothes. She often says, like I said earlier, she's got 4 kids, 3 of them under 10, one's 40. You know, they treat each other as a parent-child relationship.
Now somebody might say, look, it's working for them. What's the big deal?
Oh, yeah. Okay. But in this culture, when men and women mix on all kinds of fronts, someone will come along and mean too much to you because they treat you differently. They treat you with respect. They treat you as an adult. They value your opinion. They ask for what you think about certain things. They give you a voice and they allow you to be yourself.
And they awaken something that has been dormant for a long time.
I've had so many women say, I finally got back what died 20 years ago, my femininity. Okay? Or a husband said, I finally felt respected and not just a paycheck.
Yeah.
So that's out of this marriage.
You know, you mentioned in this scenario that the wife, maybe it's the husband, you say the wife is the peacekeeper. And I was reminded recently that the blessed are the peacemakers. It doesn't say peacekeepers.
All right.
A peacemaker may have to deal with conflict.
Yeah. Oh, by all means. You
To
got
make
different gene
peace.
pools. Oh, yeah, you got different gene pools. You got different chromosomes. You came out of different family of origins. How in the world can you make this perfect? You're not going to. There's going to be some rough edges. And rather than everybody having to believe the same, you learn to develop respect in your children for differences of opinions. We might not agree, but we're going to treat each other with love and kindness and the fruits of the Spirit, whether we disagree or not, you know.
Okay, well, there's some people nodding here with the empty nest and the windshield wipers and the dial tone. And I don't know, I guess I sympathize especially with a wife who may be saying, how do I even begin to talk to my husband about igniting some life and nurture into this entrenchment?
Well, it's easy. Trust me, it is. Wives, I'm not sure where they got this, but wives have always wanted unconditional love. They don't want to have to earn the love. They don't want to have to perform in order to be loved. Wonderful, okay? Well, husbands have a corresponding quality. They want unconditional respect. They don't want to have to earn respect. They don't want to have to work for respect. So if the wife will give unconditional respect, okay, recognition, that's why we have female cheerleaders, okay? Guys will do anything for a woman who looks up to them. And if the husband will begin to give unconditional love. So immediately what happens, and here's what comes to mind. Well, he doesn't do anything. I give and give and give and he doesn't give back, okay? Well, I would say that you're probably not given on the level that he wants, okay? You just start telling him what a great man he is. You just start telling him how much you admire and look up to him. We're going to talk tomorrow about an item called a compliment prayer list. I will give you a 30-day exercise I promise will change your marriage.